McNamara, and I am here today to talk to you about a business case about Berry Global that my co-partner and I, Louis Gaddis, will present to you. And it has been prepared by Julia Delicio, Isaac Clements, myself, and Louis Gaddis. So within our strategic plan, we have an introduction that basically summarizes what Berry Global is, considering their strategic methods, business procedures, and their acquisitions. Each of us involved in the project took on different roles, as you can see listed here. Isaac took on the digital creator role, I took on the data analyzer role, Julia has the executive summarization lead, and Louis was the financial and data visualization lead.
In terms of external forces that can affect the company in terms of economics, interest rate, that'll affect the amount of money the company can borrow, such as loans, bonds, that kind of thing. And then the taxation pretty much affects how much money they'll get back from their revenues. And then in terms of working capital, you can't go, that'll also affect how much they can borrow and how much they will have to borrow in order to do future mergers and acquisitions.
So in terms of their social contextual category, they do have a partnership with United Way where they work with them to help with surrounding communities across the nation and just kind of reach out and make sure that everyone has the resources they need. And that is definitely one thing they do to connect with its consumers, customers nationally. And then they have a Goshen, Indiana facility where they use the land within that facility surrounding it, and they use it for farming and harvesting different crops to then help with the food insecure within that specific area, so in Goshen, Indiana. And then along with all of this, they have an Earth Day awareness program that is basically within every facility they go out and take the time that day to just sort of educate every surrounding community that they can and that they can possibly reach through different events, just outdoor picnics, things of that sort, to engage with audiences about sustainability and different methods that they're implementing within Berry Global. And then moving forward with the technological contextual category, they have developed a flexographic printing technology that has really enhanced how they sort of promote and produce their products. So it allows for just different visualizations and different labels to be formed in ways so that consumers can easily digest what they're using and what is going on within that product. And then they do have a Palm Solve product that they have released for specifically consumers experiencing arthritis. And that has experienced a lot of great feedback and is definitely specialized and working for Berry Global.
So in terms of the new legal perspective, traceability is starting to come into the marketplace, and they're starting to implement blockchain and that type of traceability within their supply chain, so that if they do have some type of outbreak within their products, they can track it all the way up and down the supply chain. And also within that, there's required labeling, and Berry has some of the more efficient labeling techniques with heat transfer labeling, which allows them to do it cheaper and faster than their competition.
So then in the environmental contextual category, there's a lot of different factors within that. One being the energy efficiency. Berry makes sure to maximize what is going on, but also to understand that their energy can be used to its greatest capacity, but also ensuring that it's as sustainable as possible. So that is one thing that they really make sure is crucial and important to who they are as they keep moving forward with these different advancements. And then their end-of-the-life products, this is especially incredible because they make sure that their products are used to the maximum capacity. So they make sure that, you know, if a plastic has been used to whatever capacity that kind of makes it to the end of the life, they put that back into the cycle and then reuse it within their next product. So they make sure that these aren't just being thrown into landfills and then accumulating over these years, contributing to climate change. So they're always monitoring that and constantly looking for improvements within that environmental category. And then considering that they're also tracking greenhouse emissions, this is also important as we head into climate change and all these different discussions. Berry is ensuring that they are sort of minimizing their footprint on the world and monitoring how it goes within the future as they expand and acquire these different acquisitions.
So in terms of recommended strategic goals for Berry, an 8 to 10% increase in the revenue growth for the next 2 to 3 years. The reason we aren't pushing this out to 5 is because it's not reasonable for a company to grow at that rate for 5 years, especially given that the economy only grows at 2%. And then in terms After that, the cost saving strategies, having a 2% savings per year on cost of goods, and this kind of merges in with making sure they don't overexpend into these acquisitions, and make sure they merge in with their current production lines very well. And then third, have their administrative expensive average down 5% over the next 5% of revenue over the next 5 years. The reason this is very reasonable is because for the last 2 years they've had a 10% decrease and 11% decrease, and having it at 5-year average for the next 5 years is very reasonable. And then I did a little simulation here of revenues, and this is of course a normal distribution, which we all know revenues do not follow normal distributions, but it kind of shows here that all these are going, we have to hit right around the 50% mark in order to reach our goal here. And then in terms of here, this is percentage of cost of goods sold projected out to the next 5 years, just like the revenues. As nice as you can see, it's very reasonable in order to see this type of reduction. I mean, and then finally, for the administrative costs, they've been very good recently with this. However, before, the reason that this chart is showing the growth, the decrease is because the two previous, in 2015 and 2016, they had a 10 to 11% administrative increase in their expenses, which is why this appears very flat.
So for company opportunities, Berry has obviously done a tremendous job with acquiring smaller companies to keep expanding Berry Global. But we also see that there are other trends coming into play with the company opportunities. So Berry could maybe maximize their website presence and sort of use that and put it to its greatest capacity and include a tab that allows for household consumers to know what products are available for them and to educate them more about what Berry Global is up to. And then another thing that we see going on is that Berry is sort of involved with medicinal marijuana industry, and as that grows and is expanding rapidly across the nation, Berry could kind of have their hand more so in that, especially with the products that they are coming out with and these different things for consumers and customers. And then we looked at possibly investing in plant-based plastics. So as we've talked about previously, Berry is very concerned with the environment and their impact, their footprint on the earth. So we're looking into seeing how Berry can maybe utilize plants as a way in the solution to sort of make these products that they are producing more sustainable. And then how to follow these opportunities. So like I have just said, updating their website to its maximum capacity and just making sure that all bases are covered for Berry Global and that is represented as effectively and efficiently as possible. And also, maybe acquiring a smaller plastic producing company so that they kind of are more aware of what's going on within that realm of sustainability as they move forward with these different things that they are concerned about.
So in terms of risk mitigation, whenever they're acquiring companies, they want to make sure that they can still add value, and that's what they've been doing very well. They've been finding synergies within their existing production lines and the production lines they're acquiring so that the costs aren't as high, and also making sure that they analyze and do their due diligence is part of this, and that's really what the company has currently made all the growth off of. So in terms of executive level plans following consumer trends, as we mentioned before, with medical marijuana, bioplastics, and those types of subjects, and also continuing on their cost savings on their inputs with the new acquisitions and doing their due diligence on the mergers. These are all risks that the companies run. However, so far they've done very well at mitigating these. The fact, just be aware with this current strategy is to be aware of overexpansion, and the cost savings plan will help with this, and also knowing their business and their customers, which both currently they've done very well. However, these are just general risks that they should keep in mind at all times whenever they're going through with their current strategy.
We thank you for your time and listening to us talk about Berry Global's strategic methods and plans. At the end of our executive brief are attached our works cited and other information you can look at for reference. Thank you.